Hello everybody, welcome to 10 Cow Ranch. We got a fun video planned for you guys today. We're going to talk about 5 things not to do with your horse. So I got my old horse Macy here. She's going to be our demonstrator for the day. Before we jump into it, I'm going to take a minute and ask you guys to please subscribe. We've had quite a few good views on the channel lately, but we're still pretty low on our subscribers. So if you don't mind, take a minute and hit that subscribe button for me. So we'll jump right into this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is brushing your horse before you saddle them. I got 2 brushes here. Curdy comb. It's January right now. We're fortunate, got a beautiful day, but it's January and the horse is pretty long haired. I'll use a curdy comb a lot on the longer winter hair. You know, there's sticks and weeds and a little bit of mud or whatever that gets on the horse's back. Use the curdy comb and then follow up with a soft brush. And in the summertime, pretty much all the time, unless it's after rain, only use the soft brush. And you know, I've been around people and seen things at times where they'll go, oh, the horse's back's clean, I don't need to brush it. Well, you know, and is that 100% true? I would say not. One thing I see a lot of people miss is under the girth area, right here. This is where the cinch goes. And actually it was on this horse when she was a 3 or 4 year old. She got a bad cut right in that area. And as I'm brushing, I always take the minute and brush under here to make sure there's, you know, that area is clean. And I found a cut right there that would have been covered by the cinch if I wouldn't have taken the extra time. So I look at this as almost an inspection of their back. These silly horses are always looking for a place to hurt themselves. So anyway, that's part of the brush routine that I do. So the next thing that we do, or that I wanted to talk about anyway, is walking around the back of the horse. This experience comes from a good friend of mine when I was a teenager. Was in the wrong position and actually got kicked in the stomach by a horse and hurt him bad. I mean, it was almost life-threatening. So when we talk about walking around the back of the horse, you know, horses are prey animals, so they're the fight or flight. Usually if that horse, especially one that has any age or, you know, has been broke or in at all, is not going to kick you if they know you're back there. So as I walk around the horse, I always try to start up here, let them know I'm coming, and just walk around the back of the horse, just like that. And another thing worth talking about is if a horse kicks you right in the stomach, that is a bad deal. So if you walk around the horse and you keep your hip to the horse, I'd 10 to 1 rather get kicked here on this side of me than I would in the stomach. So that's just a safety deal. And as you walk around, I almost will brush them as I walk around with my torso. And right here is much safer behind the horse than this 3 or 4 feet out back. If she wanted to kick me right now, oh, it would hurt like the devil, but not have near the full force as if the horse, or excuse me, if you was 5 or 6 feet behind the horse. So that leads us to the next thing. Horses' feet. I actually had this experience. My daughter was at a little youth rodeo. My daughter was sitting on a horse. I was telling a friend of mine that the horse was having some lameness issues. Well, he was standing here shooting the bull, like all cowboys like to do, and he just reached right for the horse's foot, just like that. And this was an old broke horse that had been saddled been shod and ridden a million miles, and it startled the horse, created a little bit of a ruckus. Nobody got hurt that day, but that was a good just horsemanship. If you're gonna grab your horse's feet, just let them know you're coming. Just like that. She is no more concerned about me going down to that foot than anything, and usually will just pick it right up for you. No problem at all. Simple as that. So if I'm shoeing a horse and I'm up and down and picking that foot up 100 times, it almost seems like their mind's in the right place. And you'll see me at times, I might be over here bending a shoe or getting more nails or such, and then when I come, I just come to there and pick the foot up. I may not start clear up to here, but I try to never ever just come from over here, my hand's doing something else, to grab the horse's foot. It could just, even though, and I almost sometimes think as horsemen, we get complacent around these older horses. Like this horse, she's had a dozen set of shoes put on her, really nice to shoe. So it's easy for me subconsciously to think, well, I can just grab that foot and go to work. And it's just not a good practice. At least come to here, let them know you're coming, pick the foot right up for you with no problem. Alrighty, so with the magic of video editing, we're gonna have that horse saddled and come to our next thing, just like that. Okay, now we've got her saddled, we'll move on to the next step, which is putting the bridle on. So this is the bridle I ride on Old Macy, and I've seen a lot of people, I can honestly say on this one, I don't think I've ever done this, but they go to bridle their horse with them still tied up. Can that work and you can be okay with that? Yeah, you probably can. Maybe do it 100 times with never a wreck. But for me, the better practice, untie the horse, make friends with them, put the bridle on. You know, and Old Macy here is broke enough that I probably could have left her tied up and it'd have been no problem. But I just don't feel like that is the best practice. If the horse happens to just pull back and try to pull back away from you, now she's tied up, now you've got yourself in a bind. The horse is trying to pull back, or you've created a possibly unsafe situation for yourself and the horse. So that's the next thing. Always untie your horse from the hitching rail before you put the bridle on. Alrighty, one last thing to go. So for what we're doing today, I'm just going to loop this over the horn, because I ride with a light rope halter a lot when I'm gathering cows and doing cowboy work, and what I do with that is just, we'll tie it like this on the saddle strings. For today, we're just going to show you some things about getting on. So I did actually have this happen once and created a big wreck. Back when I was a gymnast in my previous life, I just walked up to my horse and I just hopped on, and I startled the horse, and he went that way, and of course I went that way, right into the dirt. That was a hard lesson. I was about 15 when that happened. That's been a few minutes ago. So for me, I always try to get the horse, get your reins set, and what I learned from that experience is I was too quiet around the horses. So for me, when I'm gonna go to get on, since I'm not a gymnast anymore, it takes me a minute to do it. And I'll grab the left rein, shorten up a little, and I don't want that horse thinking about me. So by me doing this business here, that horse is looking at me, seeing what's going on. I can get my foot in the stirrup, and hypothetically, say I get right here and the horse spooks, I've got the horse. The spine is bent, the horse is gonna stay with me. And if it's a wreck, the horse blows up, does something, I can just step right back off, everybody's safe. So I'm gonna do it wrong just to show you. How many of us have got on a horse like this? I have done it a lot of times myself. So now you get on and you're right here, and that horse goes that way, it's gonna kick you in the belly, or you're gonna fall off in the dirt, and it could cause you a real problem. So just get your reins, doesn't matter what reins you have. I'm riding a Rommel today, so I just get it straightened, kind of get the length right, pick up that left rein, foot in the stirrup, swing on. Now that horse is going left. No matter what, I got him. He is going left. If I had a firecracker go off under him, we'd be going left, and that's a whole lot easier to ride. Same with getting off. Did you notice what I did? I didn't even think about it because I've been doing it for so many years. Right there, take that left rein, a little bit short, same thing. Now the horse is left. So if it blows up, has a wreck, whatever, I've got the horse, and the business end of this horse is gonna stay going away from me instead of toward me, so possibly could hurt me. So anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. I wanna thank everybody for watching. Thank Old Macy here for being our demonstrator of the day, and we'll ask you guys to please subscribe. Thanks for watching.